Hello, everyone, and welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, the official podcast of Marvel Snap Zone. And today we have four great decks for you today, including an absolute meta breaker at number 2. But we're going to kick it off with the very first deck. We were able to get this exclusive BBAK deck, this Thanos Zoo. BBAK is the player who's number 1 on the Infinite Leaderboard in February. He was number 2 another time and often finishes in the top 10. He is one of the best players in Snap and has created this Thanos list that takes advantage of Sam Wilson, Captain America, and Mockingbird synergy in order to put a ton of power on the board. The first thing you need to know is if you want to find BBAK, you can do so on Twitter at BBAKSnap. This deck needs Thanos, Mockingbird, Marvel Boy, and Gilgamesh, which means if you can make a Zoo deck, you can more or less play this list. Sam Wilson is not actually needed, although the replacements are sort of high series stuff anyway. Kara here can be armor, you don't lose too much. Kara is great in a Killmonger meta, but unless you're seeing a ton of mill, and I've been up and down on seeing a lot of mill lately, then there's not a lot of Killmonger as a rule. Hydra Bob can be Iceman or Silver Sable, no problem. Sam Wilson can be Iron Patriot or Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop gives you the extra non-starting in your deck cards for Mockingbird, and Iron Patriot's just insanely strong. This is in top 10 Infinite. Turn 1, you want draw cards over Ant-Man over Bob. Turn 2 is Sam Wilson over draw cards over Dazzler, and then Ant-Man is more or less equal to Bob. Turn 3 is Marvel Boy over Kara. Marvel Boy, again, represents an absolute ton of power because you at least have 1/1 on the board from Sam Wilson, and you're fairly likely to get more. This is a really great use that a lot of people haven't seen for Sam Wilson and his shield. Marvel Boy is a very, very good combo by the end of the game because that one is always on the board. Even if you never play any more ones, that's going to represent turn 3, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. That's going to represent extra 4 power. If that all ends up on the shield and you play enough ones that it doesn't have to, but it's possible that ends up on the shield, you now got a free 5 power in that game. That's a lot, friends. And that's better than Kara, and then you can also obviously do the earlier stuff here. Turn 4, I would still play Marvel Boy, but Kazar or Shauna, if you have bigs ready, are perfectly fine. Shauna is if you're going to, if you've got that Marvel Boy already pumping things, and now you want to drop Blue Marvel and Mockingbird into Gilgamesh, you just go to 10. Turn 5 is generally speaking Blue Marvel or Kazar +1 because you want to at least be able to threaten that Gilgamesh, assuming you've played enough ones. Sometimes you're going to do Mockingbird and Shauna. Thanos also fits here if you played that Time Stone. Turn 6, Gilgamesh or a big Thanos. Pick your poison, win the game. Cool. We've got a deck that's crushing Infinite next, but don't sleep on this Thanos Zoo. Thanos has been really effective in the Arishem shell. I got a bunch of messages about yesterday's video of people hitting Infinite with the Thanos Arishem list, so don't hesitate to give that a try. But Thanos, I think, is a little underrated right now, and this is a really good place to start. Before we get to that next deck that's so great, I want to ask you to hit that sub button. The bottom right of the corner, you see that little YouTube button. If you click that, you're subbed. It's so simple. In return, we're going to give you usually always at least 7 days a week of Marvel Snap videos. But also, we'd usually give you 8 or 9 videos a week. This coming week will be 9 videos. Last week was 9 videos. We've got a patch and OTA. We'll cover the data mines. We cover everything as thoroughly as anyone in the game with the best decks before anyone else. So if you want to hit that sub button, like and comment, it really helps a whole lot for the channel. We are also, for the rest of the season, giving away one Sam Wilson Captain America every day. Sorry, one Sam Wilson Captain America a week. All I have to do is comment the videos every day. If you sub, like, and then later in this video, I ask you a question, you comment in the comments that question, you are entered to win Sam Wilson. If you comment every day, you are then entered to win a final Sam Wilson Captain America, and then we're giving it away again next week as well. So if you would like to win that, stay tuned. Also, if you commented on last week's videos, later this video is where we're doing the giveaway announcements, the winner announcements. All right, the Skaar farm. This is from our friend Cougar. He sent this to me and was like, I think I cooked something. He went from the 60s into the top 20 with this list with an insane win rate. This list sort of folds to Luke, right? Fair warning, if your opponent has Luke, you're going to be in trouble. But Luke is sort of cycling out of the top of the meta. At least until Diamondback comes out, Luke is not a card that we're going to be seeing a lot of. And this is like the best Diamondback deck. Just, oh my god, Diamondback is perfect for this. But for the time being, this list runs a lot of insane power. Your HX is like a 20 plus power beast in this list. and like you don't need to hazmat for that, right? You've got Silver Sable, you've got Scorpion, you've got Cassandra Nova, you've got Rocket and Groot, you've got Man Thing. So like it's reasonably often that you're playing a 14, 15 power Ajax without any extra shenanigans, without needing to hazmat, which is insane. That's also very likely to be a free Abomination. Worth remembering though, Abomination only works on opponent cards, not your own cards. You've got this extra sweet Miles skin synergy that was come up with by our friend Cougar here, where Miles is amazing with Sam Wilson, right? You've just got a 1/6 as long as you play Sam Wilson before turn 5. You've got a 1/6 Miles that you can fit into the curve wherever. But then, like, you're not always going to see Sam, so you have Rocket and Groot too, and Rocket and Groot synergizes with both the Abomination Ajax portion of the deck and the Miles Morales. Everything here absolutely sings together. This deck is incredibly strong. There's only one card in the list I don't like, and unfortunately it's a requirement. It's High Evolutionary. High Evolutionary is super annoying to run in this list. He's often going to feel dead in your hand. The downside of High Evo decks is High Evo himself, and that remains true to this day, but we do our best here. All right, so Cougar created this. Cougar finished in the top 10, I believe around rank 7 last season. We'll have that video going over all the top decks of the last season tomorrow. This deck needs High Evolutionary, Ajax, Man-Thing, Rocket, and Groot. Those are your required non-negotiable cards. Although, with a bit more thought, right? Perhaps we could do something without High Evolutionary here. I think it's possible that we can run like a Luke and cut that Abomination, like a Luke and a U.S. Agent, and this list might still work. I don't know. The Abomination is incredible at stealing cubes. Cassandra Nova here can be U.S. Agent. I love Cassandra Nova in this list, but U.S. Agent is really good. Arishem is on an upswing, and Cassandra Nova gives you a really, really positive matchup into that, so it's worth keeping in mind. Red Guardian can be Rogue. Red Guardian is better. Rogue is fine. Sam Wilson, although Rogue is better against Luke Cage if your opponent is silly enough to drop that card early. Sam Wilson can be Iron Patriot, Kate Bishop, but then also you need to replace Miles Morales at that point, because without Sam, Miles is a bad card for you. Silver Sable can be Hydra Bob, U.S. Agent, or Luke. All right, top 20 Infinite. Turn 1, you drop Sable. You know why? It's the only one. Turn 2 is Sam over Scorpion, and for whatever reason, every game I saw Scorpion early, I also saw Sam, and then like there were games I just saw neither, and just that's annoying, but it is what it is. Turn 3, Rocket and Groot if you have Prio, Cassandra if you don't have Prio. I will often play Sam over either if I draw Sam on 3 though, but like I would have played it on 2 if I had it on 2. So turn 4 is Man-Thing, or you can play a 3 and Miles if you were able to get that Sam out and move the shield. Your Miles costs 1, so now you can do Rocket and Groot or Cass and play that Miles. Turn 5, Hazmat with whatever you can. Literally look through the earlier turns, play Hazmat with that stuff. You can also end up dropping a Man-Thing here. You can drop Ajax or Abomination. You can go Rocket and Groot and Miles, stuff like that. And then if things go well, and obviously you can play these earlier along the curves as they fit, but Ajax, Abomination, and Miles are a potential last turn. Miles for 1, Ajax for 5, and then Abomination often for freaking free, because again, it's not hard to, with this deck, get the opponent's cards, get the opponent to have 5 negative cards in deck even without Hazmat. If you can play usually like 30-ish power and the last turn, especially given all the disruption you have, you usually win. Cool. Let's take one last look at this. This is our title deck. This is amazing. It absolutely farms Skaar. I was playing this on stream earlier, and Skada, the Skaar player who won our most recent major tournament held by Super Tech God and Power On, came into the chat to go, Cougar, why do you hate me? Because this absolutely farms Skaar. Skaar hates Scorpion. All those cards having 9 costs all of a sudden breaks everything. Just, this is a sick list. Play it. You'll love it. Go. Hey, I'll be streaming from about 1 p.m. Eastern for a bunch of hours, unless there's a blizzard and we're snowed in, which case I'll be occupying my son, sorry. But I will be streaming most of the day at twitch.tv/PulseGlazer, so please come check it out. I'll be streaming probably right up until the Super Bowl, about a little before the Super Bowl. I won't be watching the Super Bowl, I don't really care, but I'll be streaming at that point. So if you're interested, please come check it out. Twitch.tv, as I forgot how to breathe for a second, excuse me. Twitch.tv/PulseGlazer. Season Pass question is simply, if you want to be entered to win that Sam Wilson, what's your favorite type of weather? Do you like snow? Do you like sunny days, rainy days? What temperature? Around that kind of thing. All right. Our winners are listed on screen. We've got Zen and Sarian, Beepo, Gunner Frags, Mob7177, and Nick G Lost and Found. Please contact me in order to claim your season pass. I'm on Discord at PulseGlazer. You can email me at snapjudgmentspodcast@gmail, or you can find me on Twitter at snapjudgepod. Check out a stream, don't forget. Our next deck is from our friend and yours, Ryan Wood, who's got Destroy Like It's Your Mission. I named it that. That's not his name. Ryan Wood has a new YouTube channel, and on that new YouTube channel, he has 2 deck guides. One for his Everlasting Hands deck, Everlasting Arms deck, which is this crazy Ms. Marvel deck that we featured here on the channel. This is the second one, his own homebrew of Destroy. It's a really, really great deck and a really cool idea, and I wanted to feature it because Nimrod's kind of cool and coming in spotlights in a couple weeks. You can find Ryan Wood at youtube.com/@RyanWood_YT, YouTube. Now, we're going to do a thing. Ryan Wood is brand new at this. His video's done great. It's over 1,000 views. We're going to get him to 500 followers in this one video. You're going to go look, and if we get him to 500 followers, we're going to do an extra special giveaway, I promise. So if you'd like an extra special giveaway, let's go get Ryan Wood to 500 followers. All good? Go give that video a watch. It's really, really good. All right, this deck needs Nimrod, Symbiote, Galacta, and Zabu. Those are non-negotiable. You're running 18-4, so Zabu is important. Symbiote works for both Nimrod and Galactus, but you can do without Galactus. Galacta is the key to all these decks. It's why this type of deck is coming back, and Nimrod's great here. Nimrod is just a great idea. Agony can be Aranya or Forge. Penny can be Psylocke. It's the only real replacement. Penny is great, though. Galactus can be Null. It's worse, but it's doable. Or Zola, excuse me, and Gwenpool can be Shang-Chi. So top 5k, nice and simple. Turn 1, Zabu over Agony. Turn 2, Zabu over Penny. Turn 3 is ideally a 4, if not Spider, and if not one of your turn 1 or 2 plays. Turn 4 is another 4 or Nimrod. If you go Penny into Spider, you can just drop Nimrod here, and then you can just go to town with Destroyer into Carnage and Venom, which is, powerful. But your general goal is to go with Galacta here, because then you can go Galacta unless you know you're going to go Nimrod next. If you're going to go Nimrod next, you want to go Shuri or name of card escapes, Symbiote. If you are trying to keep open the option of either Nimrod or Galactus, then you want to go Galacta. So turn 5 is either Nimrod or Symbiote to set up Galactus. Cool. Nimrod on whatever makes him big, Symbiote in an empty lane where you can drop that Galactus. Then turn 6, Galactus or you double destroy Nimrod. And then it's over. You've won. It's insane. You put up a ton of power, and it's really, really hard for the opponents to figure out what you're doing. Go give this one a look. I don't think you'll be sad. We're going to do our last Joaquin Torres review because we're doing, again, that special video tomorrow. So let's take a quick look at this list one last time. And remember, go find Ryan Wood, hit that sub button, watch his video, and we'll do an extra special giveaway here because you got to give him a chance. He's new, and he's great. Hey, if you want to see gameplay from all these decks outside of that video I told you to check out the stream team. Today is Sunday, so the great Obi Haved, right around the same time I am, will be streaming. So go enjoy the great Obi. And remember, each person who is part of the stream team releases a video of their stuff on YouTube. So Fawthorne Newman and Tucker should have videos up soon too. Next up, we have Joaquin Torres. He is a 3/4 ongoing. The on-reveal abilities of your 1-cost cards here happen twice, and he is my least favorite card since at least Luna Snow, and probably longer. This is a card that has absolutely terrible stats and badly needs a buff. We're finally starting to get some decent decks with him, but these decks are at best decent. I don't think anything he has is really meta. Again, the next deck we're going to look at is a Joaquin Torres deck, but I don't think it's worth getting the card for. I just don't think this card is worth owning. Yes, I do believe they're going to buff it. No, I don't believe that people should buy things in anticipation of a buff as a general rule. That is extremely worrisome. Because then, like, what happens if they buff it like Luna and it doesn't really matter, right? Then you just wasted your tokens or wasted your caches. So I think that this card is a fairly easy skip right now. Sorry to say, because I'd be really excited for it. All right, JTF, that's Juan Torres Falcon. Sorry, Joaquin Torres Falcon. ELA, Mr. ELA. Came up with this pretty cool list. It's an Annie Hawk. We miss Annie Hawk. This was the class of the game for quite a while. That runs Torres to give it extra things to do, right? Your Sable being huge, extra rocks from Korg really work for Darkhawk. Your extra demons, all that stuff is incredibly powerful and helps you win the game. You can find ELA at twitter.com/E_, I think there's 5, LA. This deck needs Darkhawk, JTF, Annie, and Swan. Grandmaster can be Spider-Man, although it's worth noting that if Grandmaster is Spider-Man, you need to prioritize getting a second Korg. Darkhawk is really okay with one rock, but really like only sings with two, worth knowing. Although there are locations that help with that. Nico can or in Sable can be Iceman in America. You just want other good ones that make sense on Darkhawk. Although Nico is really important here because you like extra ways to get rid of your hood. You have, I guess, 4 ways. I guess you have enough ways. Falcon, Viper, Annihilus, and of course Nico as ways to get rid of hood. We really, really want at least 2 and ideally 3 whenever we play that card. Don't forget Grandmaster can be your extra Korg hit. It can also be an extra demon from hood. And finally, it can be an extra Falcon, which is really, really nice. All right, let's keep this going. So, turn 1, you want Nico Destroy over Hood if no Swan, over Korg. And the reason you want Hood if no Swan is because then you can go 2 1s on turn 2, and that's just really good for tempo. You can play one of your other 1-drops and that demon. Turn 2, Swan over 1s. Turn 3, Torres over bouncing the 1s. Turn 4 is your last Swan chance, so if you want to do any Swan shenanigans, you must. If not, Sentry or Bounce and replay the 1s are all fine. Turn 5, Annie, especially if you played Sentry, please, or Darkhawk. You can also Viper over Thingy and play some 1s there. So if you Viper over the name of the card is so difficult now, the Void, thank you. If you Viper over that Void, you can still play a couple 1s on top of Torres, and then you're really getting good to go. Turn 6, replay your ideally free 1s, and then you play the other of Annihilus or Darkhawk. Nice and simple, straightforward list from Mr. ELA. That is really, really cool. Again, I really hope this is a phenomenal list, and I have to eat my words about Torres. It's just every time I've played him, he's felt so clunky. Having to hold those 1s until turn 4 is an absolute nightmare of a bad play most of the time. So you do need some combo stuff to really make this deck work, but when it works, oh my gosh, does it work. Questions of the day. First, Models wants a joke, and it's not going to be from me. It's going to be from Noah. Noah says, spell iCup. Nuff Poppin asked the style or trend that goes with the 2000s. So when I think of the 2000s, my wife heard me do the Noah joke and she's giggling. Nuff Poppin, the style trend that goes 2000s. I don't think there's anything especially good. Like the neoconservatism is what I think of. I think of like post 9/11 nonsense. And a world that suddenly became much more, I don't know, closed off and wary and untrusting of outsiders. So that's what I think of. I don't think of anything really cultural. Like the 90s weren't an especially culturally rich, sorry, the 2000s, I think the 90s weren't especially culturally rich period. Um, but the 2000s, I don't think were an especially culturally rich period. I think it was sort of much of a black hole. It was the era of, so one of my work friends has this theory. He says in 1999, Fred Durst said break shit, and then the entire 2000s were Americans breaking shit. Sorry. All right. Certain tiers of support on our Patreon come with on-air thanks. If you're interested, please do check out patreon.com/snapjudgments. It would mean the world to me. Ocularis's Patreon thanks. Ocularis won our special prize to get the highlight of the Patreon thanks. Props, Ocu. Thank you to Abigail Giesland, the OG. Mandatory Burnout, my alliance leader. Regardless, it is a real word. Always kind, LAB. The Graphite Fan, Inc. I am Frostman, who sure is, and hangs out on stream with me all the time. Thank you, Frostman. Hote Navarrete. And he still hasn't told me if I'm saying that any better now. Thinking Poker of the Thinking Poker podcast, which you should check out. Sponsor of Snap Judgments League Season 5, Primed Ryan. Please check out the Primed Mind app. It's awesome. Ryan Burke of Burke App fame. That's the street I grew up on. Ryan Wood, who's not the famous Woody of Marvel Snap, but our own Woody. We just saw his deck. Don't forget to follow him. The King of Questions, Kertixley. Koirei, coming all the way from Japan. Kazushi, who won a season pass from us and is hanging out on stream a bunch too. Archangel 3K, who is the 4K of the Straight Case, Cape Town. Then we got Black Dahlia, another one of our wonderful alliance leaders. Pyrophoros, same damn thing. It's almost like it's alliance leader round. The Goat Seeker, who is not only an alliance leader, but on stream all the time and chills and is awesome. What's up, Goatsy? Hollowed. Nightmare, welcome aboard, Nightmare. Nightmare is brand new. Badass spelling of the name. Reminds me of, I want to say it's a PS1 game. Might be a Saturn game. Am I making that up? Somebody help me out here. Only Fox, what's up, OF? We got Synth, one of my favorite mods over on the Twitch side of things. Fat Nick, Dirty Casual, Filthy even. Mr. Kerfuffle, sup Kerfuff, my regular opponent in Snap. Cables, who's busy traveling the world and is not watching this video. Ginger Prime, hey Ginge, haven't seen you around. Hopefully you're doing well. Drop me a line. Philip Ratkovich, hey Ratko, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for making all those wonderful shorts. What's happening? Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone, the Notorious Bizza, Black Jeebus 23, what's up Black Jeebus? Extra V and Skippy G, Rhyming Friends, Jessica Gamble, what's up Jess? Slush Death, Mr. Slush Death, Winners of Justice League Season 1. The King of Bros, Brett, The Great Kazoo. Werewolf hangs out almost every day. Thank you, Werewolf. You rock. Kev Sihora, how you doing, Kev? Luna, Chris, fantastic name. Clam, Colonel Forbin, another regular on the streams. Thanks, Forbin. Rob Silverman, who's in still middle row, but slightly to the right. Pride. M. Holland, what's up, M? Hopefully you're doing well. David G. Wingfield, where the G stands for I Love Hellcow. Steven, what's up, Steven? Brian Kaufman, Tristan H. Martin, and Jason B., along with Mr. Craig Sterry and Matt V. Real name town. Ren Wrench, great name. Corbin, John Q, and Jim McHugh, Cute Down. Yes, Stout. I wonder if he likes stouts. Eighth, frickin' Sage. One big man who's, thank you amazingly for your generosity. One big man. And Milkman for reals, same deal. You rock. Cactus, Jack, what's up, Mick? BG, Quid Pro, Joe. How you doing, Joe? Thanks for messaging. Snap Decisions Joe, who is the host of the Snap Decisions podcast. Check out this week's episode with Regis Kilbin. Models, Mod Supreme. My favorite Osborne the Green Goblin. Uni, what's up, Unibot? Flan56, my least favorite dessert, but one of my favorite people. The Fuzzy Dump, Spectrumix. Hoot. MBTB, Shannon. What's up, Shannon? Matt H, the only one we need. DJ, Mikey, Hijinks. No Frickin' Flex. Nick, the Greek Geek. Our tech guy. He's the guy behind the back end. Zodrex. Check him out on Twitch. King of Canada. Twitch and YouTube, please. Dent Man Falcon. Mostly YouTube. Go check him out. Fa Thor Newman. YouTube and Twitch. And Amazing Kindness. Much love, Newman. Jonesy. Triple Threat. Over on the YouTube side of things. Two Ties, who does in fact wear two ties. Lauren Redevs of the Snap on This podcast, and supposedly of Marvel Snap Zone sometimes. The Pirate King Tucker, and of course Gunny T, where the T stands for thank you all so much for being with me for this wonderful video. I'll see you tomorrow for the top 5 decks of last season. I think I actually have the top 10 for the first time ever. I'll let you know how that goes. Tomorrow's video. Don't miss it. I'll see you then. Much love, everybody. Peace.